All right. Welcome to SANDCAST and Animal Planet. We have our pod mascot in the background. Day 4 Gstaad in the books into Championship Super Sunday. Shout out Simon Golding. And it has been a birthday party. The American Birthday Bash has made its way to Gstaad. Storyline coming in, major one, American women, and I said it wasn't a matter of how many teams would be in Saturday's quarterfinals, or not if there would be any, but how many. Had a lot, had 4, 3 make it into the semifinals, and so we will have an All-American semifinal, and Kristen, Cruz, Taryn, Brasher, who can't get away from Americans apparently. They are up against Lexy Denaburg and Julia Donlin. On the other side, the revenge tour of Kelly Cheng and Megan Kraft continues as they will play one of the few teams left who has beaten them in a rematch, Katja, Stam, and Raisa, Schoon. And then the USA Birthday Bash continued on the men's side with Budinger, Trevor Crabb, who, as we said, this was their real debut, and hot damn, what a debut it's been. They are into the finals. Their previous best as individuals in Gstaad was a 9th.
Yep.
They're now into the finals where they will meet, I think, the most poetic storyline of them all, in Brouwer and Stefan Boermans. Apologize for the lighting, but it's at 9:52 p.m. at the time of recording, so we're in the dark. Just gonna have to deal with it, guys. But Kyle, huge day.
Yeah, big
for
day.
The women.
Big day for the women. Exciting, like you said, coming in. A lot of USA teams in the main draw. And we'll have 3 more here tomorrow, which is really awesome. And like you mentioned, the last time we had a USA final was in 2024, not that long ago. That was Taryn and Kristen versus Therese and Meg, and Taryn and Kristen won that. That was the start of their back-to-back reign, and they're on the quest for that 3rd in a row, as you mentioned. No team has done it, but Duda has done it.
Misty Carey did it.
Misty Carey did it, and then Duda with different partners. Mm-hmm. Indeed. But Megan Kelly on the revenge tour. The interesting about Megan Kelly this year, we talked about in the podcast yesterday, they have been undefeated in pool play. And Travis reminded me, they only have 4 losses on the year. I wrote them down as you read them off. AP and Duda, Katja and Raisa, Nina and Tanya, and then Leona and Joanna. And they've come back headhunting for all of these teams. Yep. So they got AP and Duda. That was today, 18 and 13. I didn't get to watch that one. We were on the call on center court, but 13 is pretty good win for them.
I would say so.
And so they got the win there. Katja, Raisa, they will see them tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so we'll see if they can knock them off. Who I thought looked really good today. Katja was doing a good job with her offense. Raisa was doing a good job of variety and digging. I think Raisa, we said, was leading the tournament in digs. She is, 69 digs, 13.8 digs per match. Also first, both of them first for them, and now getting their highest finish in Gstaad. Their best prior to this was a 5th.
Wow. Okay, so first shot at the cowbell.
First shot at the cowbell for them, which is really exciting. And then on that list of Megan Kelly, the other losses was Nina and Tanya, and then Leona and Joanna.
And so the revenge tour started. Huge monkey off the back. So me and you, our day started a little bit later. We were on the comms beginning at 2 p.m. And so we were watching their match from the hotel, and you sent me a text. You're like, hey, Kelly and Meg dropped the first set. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's happening again. This first round thing is happening again. And then a couple mistakes from Switzerland, goes 3. Meg was on a huge serving run. I think she had 3 aces in the first, maybe built them a 6-2 lead. So the revenge tour started, monkey off the back. Mm-hmm. And then I know that Anna Patricia and Duda aren't the Death Star they once were, but to win 18 and 13 against AP, that's a win.
That's a win. That's a commanding, solid win.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so this is the team that I've just been going to bat for. I'm saying, I don't care if they've lost once, twice, 3 times around the first round. I think it's a matter of time. And I called it maybe a month ago. I said I think they'd win a cowbell. They're 1 win away from mooing their way home with another cowbell. Kelly's made a final here, hasn't won. Meg's made a final here, has not won. And so even though I think on paper, American fans want to see TKN versus Kelly and Meg, to me, they're the 1-2 teams in the U.S. And so it's sort of a revenge tour continuance if that happens, because Meg, she wants that final from 2024 back. They were up 8-3 in the third, didn't finish their job.
You had to bring it up.
I had to bring it up. It's just a little history for the fans, you know? Meg, just don't listen to this.
You're just playing so good. You're back. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Back.
But Kristen, Taryn, it's hard to say that this is the best we've seen from Kristen, Taryn, because they've only lost one match all year. We talked about how Kelly and Meg are undefeated in pool play, 15-0. Well, so are Kristen and Taryn. They're a combined 30-0 in pool play this year. And they've just been an American wrecking ball, swept Savvy Corey, Devin Newberry, had very little trouble with Betsy Flint, Kylie Denaburg, who their block D was awesome. We watched their match in person against Anouk and Zoe Vergé-Dupre. Kylie goes on a run of 3 straight blocks, and then she gets soft block, puts away. So it was 4 straight points. It was like, between Betsy's serve and Kylie's block, it is hard to put a ball down.
Yeah, no question. It was good. It was fun to watch them play and compete at this level. I was happy to see Betsy back after her second kid, and what a journey it's been, and for Kylie as well, to see her on the stage at this environment. It was really cool. And there was moments where it was like, Anouk and Zoe couldn't do anything. They couldn't score. They couldn't find the sand. Kylie was either blocking it or Betsy was digging it. And then Betsy was getting served a bunch, and she was chopping here, high line, cut shot, doing whatever she wanted to do out on the sand. And so it's nice to see them play well. But unfortunately, they run into the machine that is TKN, and that was a 21-12, 21-16. So as good a tournament as they had, they're in a TKN who were playing the best, and there's extra motivation, I think, for them to have the three-peat.
Yeah, that three-peat to join Misty and Carrie, pretty good company.
Yeah,
pretty good company to join. The one team that we haven't touched on yet from the U.S., Lexy Denaburg, Julia Donlin, they will go up against TKN, have not beaten them on the World Tour, played them at the World Championships. Haven't been super close, but as we talked about, they did have beaten them in AVP League play. Beat them in the AVP League Championships. Yep. Different format. Still got to beat them twice to 15 anyway, which I don't know if any team has done here. And so they've shown that they can hang with them. I think Lexy is playing the best I have ever seen her play. Her defense looks fantastic. Now they've switched. Last year they did a little split blocking. Now Julia's full-time blocking. She's third in the tournament in blocks, blocking pretty well. Their defensive masterclass, they beat 2 very good teams today.
No question.
Sweep Valentina Guittardi, Reika Orsi-Toth, and then they sweep Cindy Tillman and Saveni Mulla. And those are 2 good teams, and they made that second set against Mulla and Tillman look pretty easy.
It was tough to watch a little bit for Germany and for Germany fans at home. And just to correct, it went 3 with Italy.
3, okay.
Yeah, 15-11, no worries. You're pretty much spot on everything. And so every once in a while I get to correct Travis. It's pretty exciting. But yes, versus Germany, Svenja didn't have her best match, that's for sure. Made a lot of hitting errors. She saw almost every serve. And Sinja did anything she could to try and help Svenja out. But there wasn't a lot of help to be had. She set the ball pretty well. She covered when she could. She got a good amount of digs, which she tried. But Lexy and Julie were just too dang good. They sided out awesome. Lexy, like you said, dug a bunch of balls. There's, I think, a level up for her in her first event this year, playing full-time defense on the Beach Pro Tour. And she is playing like an elite defender right now. And she's terminal in transition. That's her superpower, I think, as well. It's not only is she dynamic and she's flying around in the backcourt like defenders do. I think that no worries. No worries.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
you're good.
Not only is she flying around the court, but then she's cranking balls in transition. If it's a good set or if it's just off the net set, doesn't really matter. She's got this big window. And so Germany really didn't have an answer for them, and they've played well here before. They got a 5th, I forget what we said. They got a 5th and then something else, I forget. But I'm excited for them, and they look lively, and Julia looks healthy, and they just look happy, and they're working well. And shout out to Chris Flood and all the staff at home putting in that work all leading up to this, because they didn't have a lot of tournament reps prior to this, and so they look great.
Yeah, they look fantastic. USA, collectively as a federation, guaranteed 3 cowbells. It could be an All-American podium. This is just the second time in Gstaad history 3 teams from the same federation have made the semifinals. First time, Brazil did it in 2005. So the USA looking for the first sweep of a podium. Happy 250th Lady Liberty.
Indeed.
Just so we make sure Katja, Stam, Raisa, Schoon are mentioned, going for their second straight medal. They look fantastic. You touched on Raisa's defense. Katja's blocking, decision-making on offense looks great. That's the semifinal I'm most looking forward to.
Yep.
Again, see if that revenge tour continues for Kelly and Meg. But then the men's side, just while we're waving our American flags and waiting for bald eagles to land right next to us on this show, Budinger, Trevor Crabb, second event as a team, the true debut. We've been saying it all week. They start out with what I thought would have been a very difficult match. We just talked about Jakob Holting-Nielsen and Elmer Anderson, probably the best team in the world right now. And then here come Chase and Trevor, and they destroy them.
Yeah, no question. 22-20 the first. It didn't feel that close at the time, but it was. But then in the second, it was 21-16, and an uncharacteristic amount of errors from Elmer and Jakob. I guess more from Elmer, but still, Jakob makes some bad decisions on the option, Chase getting him a good amount of times. I thought defensively, USA had a perfect game plan. Trevor in the right spot, all the right time. Chase pulling a bunch. That was a bit of an X factor that I think Sweden hasn't really seen a blocker with Chase's mobility and ability to pull dig. He's one of the best in the business he's been that way for a very long time.
Yes.
And the surprise factor, the unknown factor of Chase and Trevor together as a team versus Sweden. Sweden they just didn't look like themselves a little uncharacteristic, a lot of errors, and Chase and Trevor just stayed the course and kept pressing, and there was times where Sweden just didn't have an answer. It was crazy. It was so impressive. So I'm super stoked for Trevor and Chase, and that was a huge, huge win. And we were worried, okay, you get that big win. This is a big event. You're making it as far as you have here in Gstaad. How do you come out? How do you perform against Voller and Prestaus? And they side out. One of the most unique matches that we have seen, 100%. I think, because of the side-out efficiency. There was a time when 20 points had gone by.
3 straight side switches, 0 earned points.
0 earned points. It was just side-out after side-out, and maybe a dig here or there, but for the most part, it was 1, 2, 3 and ball in the sand for 2 teams who were playing elite-level side-out and maintaining. It's hard to side out 3 or 4 times in a row in a practice drill, and then you go out there and you need to do it over 40 minutes long. It's crazy, and so it's really impressive.
Elite teams.
Elite teams. Those two teams from the qualifier. Let's remind fans that Chase and Trevor have played a lot of volleyball in this tournament already, and so credit to their training and their work ethic and the off-court stuff that they're being able to stay in physical shape and be prime, and same with Voller and Prestaus, who played a good game, 21-19, 25-23. They barely lost. It was a deuce game. They couldn't do much better. It just was too good a side out.
How many times do you think you can side out in the 70% as a team and not win?
Yeah.
That's what Voller and Prestaus did.
Yep.
Trevor and Chase just side out. Their side out percentage was in the 80s, and it was nuts. And there was very little room for error. And in that win against Sweden, they led every single point of the way. And they're not a team that you really is designed to come from behind. They were never really trailing by more than 1 or 2. And they had 2 shots at match point. They're up 2018. First one side out for Austria, no problem. That's the way the game's going. Chase had a perfect option opportunity, sails it long, and I was like, okay, let's see how they respond. Austria actually flipped it to couple set points. They held off. Pick up a couple on Voller at the end. And so it'll be Chase and Trevor versus the poetic storyline, Alex Brouwer in his 14th Gstaad, and Stefan Boermans. They've had a lot of success here. They've had 2 medals each year. Alex made the finals last in 2019, won a bronze in 2015 or 16.
15 maybe, 15.
And then Boom Boom won gold with York de Groot in 2021 and won a bronze last year with York de Groot in 2025. And so a lot of success here for the Dutch. Who are you taking that one?
Trevor going to be mad at me for saying this, and he's not going to trade his sheep with me for my wood when we play Settlers. But I think I'm going with the Netherlands. Yeah, I just think that the storyline is great, and it's interesting because it's two teams in just their second event together. And so we've talked about the dichotomy of, a team who's been together for 3 years versus a team with just 2 events underneath their belt, and how it's a little unknown. There's some less expectations for them. Well, these 2 teams are those teams, and they're playing each other. But I just think that Alex and Stefan are going to pull it out. I think it's going to be a 3-setter. I think it's going to be a really fun game. It's a match of blockers. Chase is first in the tournament in blocks with 34. Boom Boom is second with 32.
Defenseman's championship.
So he got a couple blocks tonight versus Ivandro, kind of got him back up on that list, but a lot of defense. And we know that Trev and Chase can side out, and we saw Brouwer and Boermans side out exquisitely at times today. Their passing was great. Their setting was really good as well. A little variation, some tempo in that. But I got the Netherlands. What about you?
I'll just, just to contrast, I'll go U.S.
Okay.
You gave Trev the chip on his shoulder. He loves a good chip. He's going to say, screw your sheep, keep them. I think it's hard to beat a team that doesn't beat themselves.
Yeah.
And Trevor and Chase look crispy.
They do.
Crispy. But I do think that the volleyball universe is pushing Brouwer to get that golden cowbell.
The force, and Brouwer is...
I don't like picking against the universe.
Yeah.
But, for the sake of supporting my boy Trev, golfing partner, I'll go Trev. You go Chase. We'll put a very overpriced beer on it. And then for bronze, we have 3 honeymooners in the semifinals on the men's side. Another team making just their 3rd tournament together, Maritz Pristals and Philip Voller, up against the longtime partners of Evandro and Arthur. And I think fatigue. I'm taking the Austrians. I'm taking the Austrians, even though betting against Evandro is really hard to do because at any moment it's like, oh, there's 8 straight points for Brazil. But I really like what I saw from Austria today. And I think maybe some notes were taken that short serves can work.
Goodness, yeah. We talked to the Dutch coach a little bit, Stefan and Alex's coach in the shuttle ride home, and he was like, "Yeah, I told the boys, hey, that's working. Let's keep going. Let's keep using the short." And if you watch the film, they really struggled with the short serve, and so. But again, Austria just looks so good today. Sharp, big. Speaking of blocking, Pristals, guess who's 3rd? Pristals with 3rd in blocks, and so. They're playing great, and so I also have Austria against Brazil, long tournament for Brazil.
Yeah. And so, lesson, kids, blocking wins cowbells. All right, 3 teams in the semifinals, blockers 1, 2, and 3 in the semifinals. And then if you can't block, just be the leader in aces. That'll get you just semifinal too.
There you go. Easy.
So that'll wrap it up. As the tournament goes on, card gets a little bit shorter as we get less teams. Happy birthday, Murica. Big performance from the USA squads out here. We will see you tomorrow. Ideally more light finals, I think at 4. So it stays light out here a lot, but it is now 10:09 p.m.
It's our bedtime.
So bedtime for us. We will see y'all tomorrow. If you are not here, catch us on VBTV. We'll be there. SANDCAST 10 for discount. Shoots.